So the other day I was just messing around on the interwebs, you know, as you do. And while I was aimlessly searching instead of working on the things I actually want to work on, good lord, I decided to look up the amount of games based on the Slugterra series, a TV show I grew up with in my childhood, which I've always thought would have been a great video topic, as I think I've got a pretty good pitch for a large game project for them. But as I was typing things, something just hit me like a silent freight train, and I was shocked to learn they released a new Slugterra game last month. What? New Slugterra 2025? Oh, bullshit, I thought to myself, and I was right. So obviously I got excited and I opened it up to check things out, and I was really disappointed, to be honest. Slugterra All Stars. Cute little nod to Mario there, isn't it? As this is also a compilation of classic games from yesteryear, however, without any of the modern enhancements. As this was just a few flash games emulated with a Unity engine launcher, as well as like a joy to key kind of app since they didn't really want to add native controller support. Okay. I mean, this is definitely like an odd release, you know? I mean, it's kind of cool, I guess, to make some older games more available, especially with like the death of Flash, you know? But like, fans are so confused, and yeah, I mean, it's cool, but why is the quality so eh? And why only 4 games? If it's an emulator with like minor enhancements, surely you could just put like all the Flash games in there, right? Instead of just 4 out of like 6, maybe 7. How many of those things are there? And this really made me think about just how weird of a spot Slugterra is as a franchise. Like, I mean, I don't think I can just come out and try to tell you that it was this crazy successful, like, thing. But I mean, we had like 7 little seasons. Well, some of them are movies cut into 4-episode little sagas. But like, we still had a successful TV show that has low-key flourished in syndication on the many streaming services. And now it's even free on YouTube, so anybody can watch it. We also had all the amazing animated shorts, guidebooks, toys, and of course the video games, including the wildly profitable, popular Puzzle Battler Slug It Out and its sequel Slug It Out 2 that still gets updates and events till this very day. That's kind of wild. And we even got this new like Roblox MMO it's kind of clunky, I'm not gonna lie to you. A lot of the enemies don't really fight you back, but the PvP is actually pretty fun, so if you get a few buddies together, I don't know, it's free. They still try to sell you a lot of shit, but it's free. The series even got a bit of a like sequel series thingy, sort of. It was called Ascension and it came out a few years ago. Yeah, it didn't really go over too well with fans due to it being like 24-minute shorts that lacked a lot of the personality and quality of the original show. And it only featured 2 of the main cast and brought back the series-long antagonist for what felt like a pretty return, you know? I mean, I won't say it was horrible. It did have 1 or 2 interesting ideas, but it was very cheaply produced with little to none of the original team coming back to work on it, which is sad because it kind of felt like this was a test to see if WildBrain could still find success with the Slugterra brand. But it wasn't a good enough step forward, and after all this time with no word of any new projects, it seems Ascension and its accompanying toy line didn't really turn the profit the parent company was hoping for. Slugterra isn't on that Disney budget anymore, so it's only natural for the show to lack in certain qualities, but the new series was too much of a departure. And I'm sure some fans were turned off by the seemingly new slug designs. I mean, these ended up being like temporary transformations due to losing their powers, which they actually then gained back by the end along with their original appearances. But I'm sure I wasn't the only one who got scared that this was gonna be another 2010s reboot with chibi-fied characters and a more comedic writing style. Ugh. That being said though, Slugterra does have a very loyal fan base who is keeping the franchise relevant by supporting its different gaming endeavors. And the show seems to be gaining new audiences with its ease of access through streaming services and dedicated YouTube channels, which play the show on loop for days on end, meaning anybody can jump in at any time. I even have a channel on like my Samsung TV that just loops the series over and over, which I just flip on when there's nothing else to watch, especially because that shit is free instead of paying a premium and getting like 12 ads to watch the hit new titles like I want to say Mandalorian, but that's been a few years.
Serves you right.
I heard Andor's good, but like there's too many ads, and every time I try to watch it, you know. I tried to watch Brother Bear the other night. 6 fucking ads before the damn thing started.
Hi, I'm Saul Goodman. Did you know
I
that you
hate
have
it.
rights?
So if you want something free and really well written, I'd actually recommend Slugterra. I actually do give it like my highest of recommendations. I might even make like a larger video on it like in the future, like as a series. It's genuinely really good with nice animation, interesting stories and characters, and it's all tied together with this really neat gimmick of using actual slugs as well, like slugs for different blasters. It's really cool. But for the series to make its real return, it needs something of quality for its fan base, new and old, to support. And it can't be another season of shorts. Making a cartoon, even with the short form limitation in mind, is a Herculean task that will not end well if it doesn't have the quality to match what was already done before. And again, with the lack of Disney contracts, paying animators, modelers, voice actors, writers, that's not going to be cheap. So my suggestion would actually be a line of Slugterra comic books. I mean, I've been thinking about this for like a while, but Slugterra's world is really rich with plenty of different stories and characters that could lead a whole solo series or two. If you sat me down and had me pitch to like an executive or something, I'd definitely tell them that Eli Shane's father, Will Shane, would be a pretty good candidate for like a whole series of new stories. The man was a legend and a huge inspiration for our main character. It could be interesting to see how he became the legend he was, and maybe go into more details about his relationship with Dr. Black, or how he met the lovable Molonoid Pronto, who would then go on to help his son Eli. And maybe, you know, speaking of Eli, how did Will justify to himself to have a child on the surface world when he himself had to remain underground to like fight evil? I mean, he even had like logs and shit put in place because he knew he'd probably die before ever seeing Eli ever get to enter Slugterra. We hear so much about Will Shane, but to see his journey from his perspective could be really interesting. Maybe even follow him up to his self-sacrifice in the later seasons. I mean, we know he's still kicking around somewhere, so maybe a solo series could lead up to a new movie or maybe a new season. Or hey, if not him, what about Junjay? You know, the Eastern Caverns version of the Shane, who patrols the caverns looking to help its inhabitants. A series going over his time training to become a hero. How all of that was basically thrown in the gutter by the goon. Yeah, okay, that's what he's called, all right? You know, be nice. Be nice. It was 2015. That was clever little villain wordplay, all right? None of your weird jar junk, you Slucko, whatever. But anyway, maybe like after defeating the evil emperor, the Shanes left Junjay to protect the caverns on his own, which is what happened. And maybe in that time, he decides to make his own team of heroes like the Shanes. And we get reintroduced to like familiar characters from that season. And maybe the book could end with a teaser of the portal between the caverns sparking back to life, allowing Junjay the opportunity to try and see his friends. But instead he's sent to a new set of caverns, the Northern Caverns. And the Cyclops Vikings or whoever's up there can be like the villains for an 8th season. I don't know, it could be fun. I really am just spitballing here, but I do think comics are the way to go, as they would be a lot cheaper than a new animated series or a movie. Only issue is that as a medium, comics are not the most successful thing anymore. But I actually do have a thought about that. What about short form motion comic chapters that's like posted weekly or daily on sites like TikTok, YouTube, or Instagram? Slugterra is popular with younger audiences. Just meet them where they are, and when you get the funds, you can sell physical issues or do like volume sets, kind of like what manga does. I think it could be pretty fun. Wild Brains as a parent company actually does have a lot of bigger, more profitable projects going on, so something on the cheaper side that also doesn't shoot themselves in the foot, I just think it'd be a smart idea, especially if you do want to bring Slugterra back. Low-key though, if they really want to make that bank, my pitch, do like a Red Dead Redemption styled game, but with Monster Hunter-esque zones like to represent the caverns, and use your slugs to reach new areas or freeze enemies or just, I don't know, do whatever the slug would do to them. Kind of like what the Roblox game does, but hopefully a little bit more dynamic, but still keep it a little cheap, let's be real. Okay, so I kind of just made this video to like express my interest in the future of Slugterra, as it clearly has like all the makings of a big hit. It just needs the opportunity to show itself in a good light, you know? Then again, it could also be argued that it kind of already has, with its own successful show running from 2012 to 2017. Okay, listen, I'm not one of those people that really believe that everything needs a revival. Some things may be better left to rest so the creators can give new ideas the chance they need to grow. Slugterra... look, Slugterra definitely has more potential, but when or if it gets another chance, will have to remain to be seen. Slug It Out 2 is really addicting though, like low-key, not a big mobile gamer over here, but that one is genuinely pretty good. Also, maybe if there's interest in this video, I might finally low-key motivate myself to make like a whole retrospective on the show, but who knows. Right now, I got a lot of things on the back burner and I'm excited for y'all to see them. So I'll see you slugs later, I've got some slinging to do.